Stop making your skin retouching look plastic. Most people don't even realize they're making this mistake, and it's the reason why their skin retouching never even looks professional. Let me show you, and I'll also show you how to fix this mistake. So first, make a copy of this background layer by dragging it and dropping it on this new layer icon here. Double click on the background copy and rename it colors. Then drag and drop this color layer on this new layer icon here. Double click on the color layer copy and name it textures. Just disable the textures layer here by clicking on this icon. Select the color layer, then go to filter, noise, and then select dust and scratches here. So this box is going to pop up. Let me just put it here so that we can see what's happening. Take the radius all the way to 1. In the photo here, select a place or an area that has a lot of textures, like maybe this one here. If I want to see this image properly, I can just zoom out here, and then I'll start adding the radius until I stop seeing the textures when I zoom out, but I can still see the features of my model's face. I still feel like I can see some textures in this image. If I do it like this, I'm unable to see the features of my model's face, so I'll take it to maybe 40%. So this number here is not fixed. That's the reason why I said you have to take the radius all the way to 1, and then you start increasing the radius until the textures disappears, but you can still see the features of your model or your subject's face. For this image, I think the radius of 40 pixels is okay. I'm just going to click OK here. So from here, go back to your layers panel and select the texture layer, enable it, just go to image, then select apply image. This panel is going to pop up. Let me just move it here so that we can see what's happening. On the source, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Layer, I'm going to change it from merged to colors, the layer we've just made. And then channel, I'll leave it on RGB. And then blending, I'll change it from multiply to subtract. So these boxes here, just going to leave them the way they are. Scale, I'm going to set it to 2. Offset, I'm going to set it to 128. So this image is an 8-bit. So if it's an 8-bit like this, I can just click OK and proceed. If you look here and then you see 16, it means the image you're working on is a 16-bit image. So you have to change these settings to match your 16-bit image. So on the source here, leave it the way it is. On the layer here, change it to colors here, and then channel, leave it on RGB. On blending here, change it from subtract to add. Opacity, leave it at 100%. These two boxes, just skip them. On scale here, set it to 2. Offset here, leave it at 0. Make sure invert is ticked here like this. You can just click OK. Everything that comes after this is the same. But this is an 8-bit image. So just change the blending here from add to subtract. I'm just going to uncheck the invert, and then I'm just going to click OK here. So from here, just go to blend modes here and change it from normal to linear light. So at this point, we have separated this photo into 2 layers. So if I disable the textures layer here, I should only have the colors. We removed the textures by adding the blur to this layer. If I enable the textures layer here and disable this colors layer here, let me disable this like this. So there are no colors in this layer, just the textures. So whatever adjustments I'm going to make on this textures layer, only the textures are going to be affected. If I enable these 2 layers, the textures layer and the colors layer, I should have the original image. So this process is what we call frequency separation. So from here, just select the textures layer by clicking on it, and then hold shift on the keyboard and select the colors layer by clicking on it. Then go down to this group icon and left click on it. Double click on the group name and rename it frequency separation. So from here, I'm just going to open my frequency separation folder. Then I'm going to select the colors layer. I'm going to go on my tools here. Then I'm going to select the lasso tool here. I'm going to go on the feather here and set it to 20 pixels. Now I'm just going to select an area and go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. So this is where most people overdo it, and this is where the skin starts to look plastic. So what you have to do here is to take the radius all the way to 0.1 and then slowly increase it until the skin looks smooth but not fake. If you take it all the way to like this, it's going to look like this. Just don't go crazy with it. Again, instead of just getting my number because you've seen me using the radius of 40, if your image is small, it's just going to look bad. It's the reason why I always say take the radius all the way to 0.1 and then start increasing the radius until you are okay with how smooth you want your image to look like. Don't just get the radius number I'm using. Experiment. For this image, I'm going to use the radius of 40 and then I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to select this section here and then I'm going to go to filter, blur and then Gaussian blur. So here, instead of using the radius of 40, I'll take it down depending on how smooth I want this area so that the image does not look fake or lose depth. So I'll use the radius of 30 pixels and then click OK. And I'll repeat this process until I'm satisfied. So I'll be giving away my Ultimate bundle to just say thank you for your support. This bundle includes all my actions, my LUTs and my presets. So to enter, make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment on this video, like the video, and that's it. Okay, so this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So I'm going to go to my frequency separation folder and select the textures layer. And then I'm going to go to my tools here. Instead of selecting the patch tool here, like in my old videos, I'm going to select the remove tool. This remove tool is in the latest version of Photoshop. I'll put a link in the description where you can download the latest version of Photoshop. If you're using another version, the patch tool will still work, but it will just take a little bit of time than the remove tool. So I'm going to just select the remove tool here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'll make my brush a little bit bigger using the brackets on the keyboard. The left bracket to make it smaller, the right bracket to make it bigger. I'll just paint on the pimple or the blemish that I want to remove. And I'll repeat this process until I'm satisfied. So I'll keep changing the size of the brush using the brackets depending on the area that I'm working on. Let me zoom out a little bit. Control Command +0 on the keyboard. So this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. So now that the skin is smooth and the texture is clean, the next thing that can ruin a portrait is bad skin tone. I made a full video showing you how to get realistic skin tones without turning faces orange or grey. It's the exact next step after frequency separation. So click right here and watch that video.